recording. And
Make sure my titties are good.
Okay. Mine, you can't see.
Titty check.
I was trying to contain them because I have this one rogue nipple that's always just like popping out. Okay, so welcome to the Whore Next Door. I am your favorite naked neighbor, or whatever the fuck it is they say, Molly Stewart. Today I have with me Chrissy LeBlanc. Am I saying that correctly? Okay, I thought so. Would you like to introduce yourself to everyone and just kind of say what's up?
Sure, yeah. I've been in the adult industry for 7-8-ish years, something around there.
Awesome.
Started as a cam girl. I am half of My Perfect Harem, which is one man and a group of women. Mm-hmm. So that's like the theme of all the content that we make. So we do cam shows, video clips. Right now we are streaming on ePlay, which is a cam site. Newer cam site. And we can do video game streaming similar to Twitch, but also do adult stuff.
Okay.
So we can hang out yeah, exactly. Naked
cool.
Twitch in a place that you can like also sell all of your adult content. You don't have to like worry about.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I haven't even really actually
have to like avoid it like you do have to elsewhere.
Like just stalking your Twitter a little bit. It's like I followed you for so long, over the years. But
Same.
until I started stalking you a little bit more recently, I hadn't even heard of the ePlay stuff. So I thought that maybe it was kind of like Twitch, but I hadn't even heard of it. So is it kind of like how new is it?
It's pretty new. It's in its first year too.
Oh, okay.
I think they recently like celebrated the first year.
Oh, that's cool.
But
that's
it's
awesome.
Built by people who've been in the industry for years.
Mm-hmm. And so they know what it takes to kind of maintain and push it forward.
Yeah.
Cool. That's interesting. I might have to check that out a little bit. Been having fun getting back into playing video games with a little more free time here and there, which is nice.
Yes. I love being able to game with like a tip toy in. Because it's so much fun to like have someone try to interrupt me. Exactly.
You're about to make the shot and they're just like
exactly. It's excellent. I love it.
That's awesome. That's cool. What is like your favorite thing to play?
I haven't played actually a lot of games myself.
Okay.
Sir has been doing most of the recent streaming. Right now he's playing New World, which is a newer MMO, I believe.
Okay.
I don't know a ton about it. You'd have to ask him. But he's been streaming that a lot. And I'm really looking forward to doing some co-streams with him.
Oh, cool.
We just started playing Grounded together.
Okay, I'm not sure what that is.
Which is, it's kind of like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Okay.
You're like little kids that got shrunk down in the backyard. And you have to like, build shelter and like fire and like go battle ants and spiders and shit like that.
That sounds fun. That sounds cool.
It's cute.
I like. Do you have like base building type stuff within that? Like, okay, that's kind of cool. It kind of
we have a little house with like 3 stories, and you put in a spiral staircase because I love those.
That's awesome.
And we have like a bed on the roof.
That's cool. That sounds really fun. What?
So it's like really cute to play together.
Yeah, that's cool. What does that play on?
We play on Xbox.
On Xbox? Okay, cool.
An Xbox One.
Yeah. I do you know when they're going to get the freaking new Xboxes? How long has it been?
I have no insider information.
I am on all the wait lists. It's so frustrating. I feel like ever since, the big scary COVID, it's just been kind of like everything just kind of feels paused in a lot of ways. It's like we're still moving forward with stuff, but I just feel like I've had so many like shipping delays with everything as it is, and then even just like the launching of new products and stuff like that. It's kind of been a bit detrimental.
Yeah. I'm not one of those like tech heads that's always like on the front end of that. So
no, not even.
I feel like it hasn't affected my life that much.
Well, I will say, if anything, it did affect kind of maybe this sounds bad or tone deaf. I don't know whatever to say it, but I feel like in some ways the pandemic kind of helped platforms like that we utilize, whether it's, through your ePlay or like OnlyFans and stuff like that. Kind of, everybody's stuck at home. So in some ways it kind of feels bad to say, but it was kind of beneficial for those of us who are already at home all the time anyway, because that's what we do for work.
For sure. Yeah, so, it mainstreamed it.
Yeah, for sure.
Like just because of OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Honestly, like it opened up like the mainstream world, the non-porn world to that concept.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, it's also blurred with just influencers. So many people became influencers when they got stuck at home.
Mm-hmm.
And it has become a more acceptable like career path almost.
Yeah.
It's a legitimate thing.
Yeah.
And it
have, like,
wasn't a couple years ago.
aspiring content creators and stuff like that now, like coming into it like, I've always wanted to do this. And I'm like really?
This hasn't existed that long.
Like, oh, it makes me feel really old because it's like I would have never even conceptualized of this job when I was at an age that I could dream of becoming whatever I am now. Mm-hmm. Like things are changing a lot, but I think that in some ways it's kind of beneficial overall because people realize that pretty much if you have some drive, if you have some passion, if you have things that you're interested in and a good work ethic, you can make money in so many more non-traditional ways now. Like the internet has opened up so many opportunities. And when people are being more positive about this type of industry, you know, it's kind of like we're maybe like the porn. Sorry, there's the demons.
Squirrel.
I got distracted too. I don't remember what I was saying. They distracted. All right. The porn industry is kind of like
those are the last words you were saying.
Yes.
I'm like
the very like top of what that job is. But even with OnlyFans itself, it's like you can be successful on a platform like that or multiple platforms like that and not even go to the full, you know, edge. You could stay softcore. You could only do implied nude. There's like so many different levels that kind of break it down into your particular comfort zone, which is really cool. And I think it gives people a lot more creativity and they don't like necessarily see it as such a bad thing because they're like, oh, here's the things that I'm willing to do. Like, I'm not going to judge those people for wanting to do even more because it's like I see the potential for what this can do for me in my life, which is pretty cool.
I love seeing that more people are doing that, like customizing their own job. Because I feel like I've been doing that since I started. Like I started with camming, but I only cammed like by myself for like a month until I was like, I don't want to do this every day. Like just sit by myself. You know, you're not by yourself.
Oh, honey, but, yeah, I feel you. I did that. That was like my bread and butter for 6.5, 7 years. So.
Yeah. So like shortly after, like that's when Sir joined me and we started doing couple shows and we were one of the first couples that was on Chatterate. Okay. Cool. We were definitely the top room of couples on Chatterate at the time.
Yeah.
And we had always talked about wanting to have a girlfriend. I've been bisexual for a long time. Yeah. And I mean that's kind of like how it's like started. Began. Yeah, like that's where my Perfect Harem name came from.
That's awesome.
You know, we both kind of had this idea together of like, I would love to do this. And this is also like the ultimate fantasy. How is there not porn of this already?
Yeah.
And we just started with camming because it was a way to like make money and get a fan base.
Yeah. And the fan base, I feel like the fan base that you get from camming, like, especially when it's something that you're really consistent with and you really start to gain that fan base over the years, it's almost more steadfast, I guess. Like they're more diehard than even like the fans that I've made from the porn industry. Because it's like that personal one-on-one interaction and it's really the interaction because porn itself is awesome and you can have fans of the performances, but that's why OnlyFans became so popular was just because they're like, oh, there's all of this behind this person that I only see, you know, penetrated constantly, you know, it's like, oh, there's something else. There's something else there.
When you come from a cam background, so you already know that. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Just being a cam girl, you know that like the personal aspect is such a big part of it.
It's a huge part of it. And I think the subscription platforms, like I don't cam nearly as much as I used to, and I do like scheduled shows and stuff like that now, but I think that it's fun to be able to give that like more one-on-one interaction because sometimes I feel like certain people get lost in a cam room. They don't even know how to interact with it. There's so much going on. And especially with people who are kind of new to that form of entertainment as well, it's easy to be like, well, why am I not getting attention? Or why don't they see what I'm saying in the chat or whatever? And it's like, you got to keep going. There's hundreds of people here, you know? But when you can just talk to them one-on-one without all the distraction of the other stuff, it's even more personalized for them. Yeah. And I feel like it's humanized the people in the industry a lot more, which is really beneficial for all of us.
Absolutely.
So it's cool.
It helps people, like, it helps other people see us as people.
Yes, exactly. And it's like, oh, there's whole ass human beings in there. Like,
Yeah.
yes, you need to figure that
No
out.
way.
You need to see it. It's just like, I mean, it's like we're actors, but we show everything, you know? So it's like, you know, that people want to put you up on a pedestal.
I don't
and they
really
just
like
see
see
the
myself as an
pixels.
actor right now. Like,
You don't, but I'm saying that's more how the people that watch, if they're not knowing like you, that's kind of how they see you. So they separate kind of like the person you are from what they're just seeing on the screen. But when you introduce things like camming and like the DMing and the personal interaction, then they kind of get all of that, which I think is why, you know, people have been doing so well with it, and people have been able to kind of take more of the power of creation and control into their hands more and kind of cultivate what makes them feel good about their job, which I think is cool.
Right.
So,
I don't know, getting to incorporate like stuff I enjoy has been so fun to like figure out through the years, and like especially as my tastes have evolved.
Yeah, you change over time, and you find things you like, you maybe find things you once liked and you don't like anymore, and it's cool because they all kind of grow and watch that change with you, and that's something that you kind of get to share and just be like, this is me, you know. It's really fun. Cool. I like it. So I was wondering if you wanted to dive into the box of weed, or if you would like your own that you brought. It's completely up to you.
I'm going to be such a lightweight. I'm going to have like a hit and I'll probably be high off my ass.
Okay. Perfect.
It has been quite a while. But Okay. Let's go for it.
That's a very fancy little case that you have there.
Thank you. I'm trying to figure it out. There we go. It's my emotional support joints.
Oh, I love that. That's great. Oh my God, I want one.
Would you like?
I would.
Go for it.
No? Okay. All right, I'm going to move this.
Please.
I'm so sorry.
Host can start.
And David, so I know that I don't think that you've edited an episode like this. This would be a great place for a cut because we cannot show joints being lit. Can show them being smoked. They cannot be lit. So, all right, that's it. Okay, bye.
I didn't know that. That's so weird.
So that is actually something that I learned with things like talking to Cannovative, which is one of my recent episodes. I got to talk to a weed brand, and they're local here in Nevada, but they were talking about a lot of, you know, the ways that they get censored on social media and stuff as well. I'm doing that all the time. Don't even. I'm always like slapping the mic like I'm a pimp. It's like,
I'm too clumsy for this setup. I'm like, okay, I got to sit still. I'm not good at that.
Like when I stopped doing the podcast off of like one mic and started incorporating more than one camera and wasn't doing it on OBS, I got paranoid that I wasn't going to be able to figure out how to do this on my own. I stressed about it for 2 weeks.
I always have OBS questions before every single stream. Like there's something I have to double check. I'm like, I got to make sure before I pop a titty out that I am not dual streaming and this is not going to Twitch.
I can't even mess with OBS. I still use Manycam from my MFC days. I don't know what that is. It's like a really busted ass version, like a really dumbed down version of OBS. And it's garbage.
Okay. Why do you still use it?
I still use it because I don't understand OBS. And I don't want to learn it. I feel like it's so much like it's fine maybe like if I'm recording off of a webcam or something, but as far as streaming, you know, like the recording button and the streaming, they look identical. They're like right on top of each other. There's so much, you have to put in all these stream keys. And I'm like, that's just too much information for me to deal with every time I need to stream.
Yeah. Oh, what I hate is I usually stream through the Levens browser.
Okay.
Are you familiar with?
I've heard
those that aren't.
I've heard of them. I've used them. It's just like I used Levens like way back when it was new. Maybe they've changed, but they didn't really work for me. You know, like it just wasn't. My pussy was like, well, it's okay. It's nothing personal. I'm sure they've come far since then.
I haven't been like a huge fan of the bullet ones because I'm like I want it on my clit. But they have a new one that does. It's like it clamps both of them. A little like U-shaped one, so it gets like the G spot in the clit.
Oh, okay. See, that sounds more entertaining because the one that I had, I think it was like It looked like this little like so you know that you can buy like the reusable douches? That's what the bottom of it looked like, and then there's like an antenna that just goes nowhere and just hangs out of your vagina, which number one isn't cute because it's like what's in there, like a Teletubby, like what?
Right.
Like,
it looks like a teeny little like teeny little thingy. Yeah,
it's like a weird
it's
like a pink tampon string. It's not sexy. Like it's
for those that know what it is, they're like, oh yeah, she's got one of those. Great, but if you don't know what it is, they're like, what the hell is that? Yes, totally understand.
And then like I don't know, maybe I'm just sorry, but I watch, my own stuff and I watch my stuff back. And when I'm streaming live, I'm also watching myself on the camera to make sure, it looks good and, whatever. And I don't want to have a little dangly bit.
I get that with like, I multitask all the time. So I'm like taking photos and like snaps and like behind the scenes stuff, like while I'm streaming. And yeah, so if I have that same kind of toy in while I'm streaming, I'm like, okay, so I got to like tuck this so you don't see it because like nobody wants a photo set with that in it.
Yeah, which is like actually, you know what? There probably are guys who do, because the more that I've, made content, created custom content, like that's kind of been most of what I've been doing lately is like a lot of custom content, which has been really fun. But then also like my own stuff. I haven't been shooting for companies or anything. It's been kind of refreshing to get back to the roots and the basics. But I started rambling and I forgot where I was going with that.
Talking about doing customs, you've been doing more customs recently.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, just like thank you so much. I swear I'm a professional, and it's made me realize
you can blame it all on the weed.
It's
okay.
Rule 34: if you can think of it, there's a porno of it.
Yes,
and it's like they want so many things. I have some photos, like custom photos, coming up with just my tongue. Never even done that before. It just wants my tongue. There's so many different things.
Oh yeah.
I have a little tiny man. He likes that I'm very tall, so I get to make tiny man customs, which is super fun.
Like giantess, like you're the giantess, or okay.
Yeah, and he's like really small, and he's my pet. And
I think it's hilarious. Like I've had that request,
grab you and throw you around.
And I'm 4'11".
They don't gotta know that.
They don't know that I'm that short.
You shrink them down with your powers. Okay, that's
funny
what's up.
To me.
It is so funny. Like but it's not. I don't. To anyone who that's your thing, it's not even meant in malice. It's kind of like I don't fully understand that fetish because I don't have it. But I think that it's so cool.
Though.
I want to know.
Love asking
I want to know why.
Yes,
that's
me too.
what I want to know, and it's not in a way that's like, ooh, why? It's because it's such an interesting concept that does not occur in my own brain. So I just kind of want to know, like, where does it come from? And then
I love those conversations.
Yes.
Like, okay, what part? Like when people tell me they're into feet, I love to ask, like, okay, what part of the feet?
Is it
like,
the arches,
what about it?
the
like,
toes?
Yeah.
And
right. And some of them it's about nail polish.
Yeah.
Some of them it's all about the arches. Some of them like wrinkled, like when you scrunch your feet, because it's like, that's what you look like when you come. The scrunched toes.
The scrunched toes, and they want you to spread them, and some people want you to put your fingers through them or suck on them. Or there's so many.
It's so interesting to me how many different variations there are within like each own.
Yeah.
Fetish,
and it's even just kind of
when there's a story behind it, that's even better.
I would like if they have a story about like they know why they like it. I'm like, oh, cool. Like we could really get into it.
Yes, my favorite one of those to tell is there was the salad guy on Chatterate.
Okay.
And
I don't know the salad guy.
A friend of mine also had the salad guy.
Okay, I want to know about the salad guy.
It started with, he asked if we could do a private show, and he asked if I could make a salad and like eat it on cam. And I was like, yeah, I can do that in a private show. Sounds great. So I had him like tip for me to jump off cam and go make a quick salad.
Yeah.
We did a private show, and he was like, okay, I want you to eat it like really slowly and like sexily, like just like put your tongue out and just like be really seductive with it. And I was like, okay, got it. And then he wanted me to masturbate. And I'm a squirter. So he had me like squirt all over the salad. And he was like, I will go insane if you just take like one bite of that salad. And I was like, all right. So I like took a, sexy bite of the salad, and like, that was it. That was the show.
Dude.
But his story was like his ex-girlfriend, when they were dating, she was eating a salad naked in the kitchen one day and had him go down on her while she was eating the salad. And he thought it was the hottest thing. Like, just
Well,
spur of
see,
the
there you
moment,
go.
spontaneous. And that's what reminded him of it. And I was like, that makes so much sense. Like,
Yeah.
get it. Like,
Hey, like, and I think that's so cool. And I think it kind of cycles back also to like the content creators, you know, how some people only do like dom stuff. Some people only do foot stuff, you know, and there's so many like variants of that. And then like I feel like the industry and just making content in general has also helped me discover things that I like that I would never have even thought of before either, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that it's fun to be able to explore your sexuality and to explore your kinks. And I think some of the guys and girls who have them don't even necessarily know why. And I think that, you know, it's fun to kind of explore that with them. And for everybody who wants to hate on creators and stuff like that, I think that there are a lot of benefits to the job that we're in.
Absolutely.
Like, you know, I think that a lot of people, especially if they're not members of the community, even as like fans or people who pay for their prawn, they don't really understand why people enjoy the platforms that they do or why they enjoy those things and why they would pay for it, because it's like maybe those people also haven't explored their sexuality, so they're kind of like holding on to their own kind of repressed notions about, you know, sex in general. And that's why they can't wrap their mind around why we do what we do or why people would pay for it.
There was a friend of mine, a guy friend of mine, and he used to like share stories with Sir and I. Sir and me. He would share stories with Sir and me about like, you know, sexual conquests. And he would talk about like all of the kinky shit that he was into. Like he was into like the girls that like to be choked and like called degrading names and things. Like he liked like the rough, hardcore sex.
Yeah.
But as soon as we said the word like BDSM or kinky, he was like, nah, no. He's like, I'm not kinky. I'm not into BDSM.
Yeah, like you're ashamed of it or something. And it's like,
and it was something about the terminology that like was off for him. And we're like, no, dude, like, yeah, you are.
Yeah, it's not
okay.
And it's not meant in a degrading or bad thing. There's nothing wrong with having a kink or with having like, it's like even the word fetish is like a taboo word. Like, oh, it's not a fetish. It's just this is the only thing that gets my dick hard. It's like, well,
I think that's the big difference between kinks and fetishes. Like, I have lots of kinks, but I don't think I have any fetishes.
Yes, like the only thing that gets you out. That's right. And that's where a lot of people don't even know the difference either, because kinky spans so many different like weird little things that either might be something, or I shouldn't say weird, but maybe weird to other people.
Yeah, it's like anything that's not just like
just mish
Mormon sex,
starfishing. Like anything that's outside the realm of that, like eating ass is kinky, apparently, you know. So it's like, you know, but everybody fucking doing it now. If you're not eating ass, what are you even doing with your life? But yeah, I don't know. I think it's really fun to explore all of that, and I think that more people should take time, not necessarily like buying porn or even watching porn, you know, but just to explore themselves sexually. I always say, like, you know, if you expect yourself to love others, you have to first know how to love yourself.
Yes.
And when
I think that's a Madonna quote.
It probably is. I don't know.
Something similar.
But I mean it more in a way of not just love yourself internally, like how to love yourself.
You gotta be okay, you know, being or alone.
You
before
do.
You can expect someone to want to be alone with you.
Exactly, because you can't just like, you know, go into sex and I've done this too, and I go into sex with a partner or whatever, and I'd be like, what are all the things that you like, and let me do that all for you, and let me serve you sexually. It's like, until
I'm still like that. I'm a submissive. So.
Until a couple of years ago, I had no idea what I even liked sexually, but I had a bad sexual history. But I think that people should spend more time kind of just exploring themselves and realize that, you know, there's nothing wrong with sex, whether you are a fan of the porn industry or not. There's nothing wrong with your body, like nudity or wanting to be sexual. Like, it's natural. We're animals in one way or another. Like, you know, it's not, there's nothing wrong with being frustrated and being like, you know what, I'm going to go rub one out. There's nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with, you know, even voicing to a partner things that you want to try. And then even if you don't like it, you
sex
don't
ed
like
has
it.
always been like something I've cared about. Like since I was in like high school, I did like a paper on the lack of sexual education just in the United States.
It's bad.
And it turned into such a passion project for me, like through doing that. I don't remember like what got it started.
Yeah.
But my mom is a massage therapist, and so she always approached it very scientifically, like the anatomy of the body. Like nothing was foreign to me. I knew what a period was when I got my period, and I can't imagine how hard that would be to not know that. It's insane to me that people like don't know, like the kind of questions that I'm sure you've gotten from fans too, like how does that work? And
I'm so open about it now.
They don't understand, like, the anatomy of a woman's body. They don't understand the anatomy of their own body completely. And it's insane to me.
Yeah, it is. I even had so much shame about my body and just like normal bodily functions, even being in the industry until the last maybe two years, maybe. Was in a bad relationship at the time, but just kind of like I felt so much shame over so much, and like there was so much about my body that I didn't even understand. I was in that situation when I got my period, didn't know what it was, thought I was dying, like did not have any help from the mom in that way, I'll just say. But kind of now being able to go in and explore that, it's really sad how ashamed I was of just things that are fucking normal. Like, I'm sorry, a period. Like, why would I ever? Oh, I'm sorry that my body is doing the thing it's supposed to do.
Right. Like
what? Like, and it's so funny because I feel like also
like this is something that happens to every like biological woman.
and I went through like my sex education started through camp because I started in it so young. I was with someone at the time who was much older than me, was doing a lot of things sexually that I didn't have any idea of the ramifications of at the time or anything. And so it was kind of like I took what the fans said, I took like what my ex at the time said about the body, about sex, like, and now I feel like I can just be open. I'm like, this is what I like. This is why I'm not doing a show today. It's because I'm bleeding. Yes, I'm sorry. That's a thing that happens. Like, and it's like, I feel like being more open, people are just like, okay, cool. And then they get it. And you're not, having to put on a show. And when you normalize it to them, then it's more normalized to them in all aspects. So it's kind of like, I don't know.
It's your own little way of influencing that culture.
Yeah. I'm just like, don't be ashamed of this, like, I tell people, wash your genitals. A lot of people don't know that,
I know.
like a lot of people don't know. And I remind people that all the time. I'm like, just wash. Like I have given demonstrations of the proper with the soap and the stuff. And I'm just like,
that's great content. That's great content. There's so many people that don't have access to sex ed. And so they go to porn for it. And
it's not really something
I've heard of a couple different people trying to do some sort of like sex ed series. There are like, some people that have done DVDs and stuff like that. But man, there's such a market for.
I could make content. I probably should, but I just talk about it on a podcast. I'm just like, wash your dick.
Yes. Just and everyone that's listening, take a sip of your water right now. Hydrate. Drink some water.
Hydration is important.
And wash your genitals.
And wash your genitals. You can use water for that as well. But I mean, even getting into shooting professional porn and stuff like that for the time that I did is kind of like I learned so much about my body there too, and from other performers, like, because they tell you when you get in you're supposed to like douche and stuff like that, and I had never douched in my fucking life. I was like, what the fuck is a douche? I mean, it's like but I'm like, well, why do I need to do that? And I'm like trying to bend down and smell my vagina. I was like, is it bad or something? What's going on? They're like, no, just everyone does it.
Why?
Like, okay, but why? Because it's not. And so I started doing it. Learn from I wish I could remember who it was at the time, but that was a while ago. But they told me, don't use the stuff that's in the douche. If you have to do anything, just use water, like filtered water, and that's it. Because otherwise, it's gonna like set off all your system. And I didn't know that, so I'm just out here.
I know people that
douching all the time, and I'm like, what is
use all sorts of chemicals and shit.
It's not good. You don't want to squirt that shit up there. It's like I had no idea about that, and I had to get like someone
I
else
think
to like
it's
tell
to
me
like
about the
take care of like
things.
BV, like, or like to prevent BV.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're sharing bacteria with people
of course.
during sex. So I think it's just like, I think that's why a lot of porn stars do it.
But for sure, I think it does make sense, like especially because I predominantly did like lesbian porn. That's what I did. So you're slapping for the scissors. I guess you want
okay.
You want the juices.
I am not into scissoring.
I'm not either. Sometimes you can get a good grind down, but also I'm kind of like, if you're at that point, why aren't you just like putting a vibrator between?
Right.
It doesn't like that makes more sense because to me, I'm kind of like,
I always want something in between there.
Actually, if there are any lesbians listening, you can email submissions to twndpodcast@gmail.com. I want to know, do you scissor without toys? Like without a double dildo between?
I have met a few people that have said that they like legitimately enjoy like tribbing and scissoring.
Yeah. I want to know like
there's been a couple people.
I want to know like, how do you do it? Because then if I do make the content, I can do it in a way that's good. Because, I like women, but all my experience mostly with women has been in the concept of porn where it's like, get the right angles.
Like what the guys want to see with the scissoring, that's all visual.
Yes, it's all
visual.
But
to actually like get the right sensation to is more of like the tribbing. Someone like on top grinding, like legs in the splits if possible.
That makes sense because I've had a few of those on really, set where it's been like more splits and more grinding, and that's better. But then also I feel like sometimes with porn,
but I'm like,
you're just cutting so much that I'm like, you're almost
making yourself work too hard. I'm like,
at that point, I want a strap on.
You can just get something that is right on the clit where you want it to be instead of trying to hope that they both line up.
that they line up. So at that point, it is just visual. And I'm like, if I'm doing this much work and I am sweating, grinding against this chick, can I have a rubber peen? Because that would be more fun. And it's like, at least then
I've never done the strap on stuff. I've never done strap on stuff.
It's so fun.
I don't know. Like I don't think it's my thing.
But if you're more sub. But maybe it wouldn't be as much. Like, would you be receiving end, or have you done receiving end of strap on?
No sort of strap on whatsoever.
Oh, okay, I thought you meant just you wearing. Oh, all right.
No, neither.
Are you a fan of dildos in general?
Yes, dildos, yes. But I don't know. I'm like I consider myself bisexual. I'm like, I like my man and I like women. I'm like I have the dick, and then we have like toys. I'm like, I don't know. Like I like women for their pussies and their boobs and their asses. I'm like, I want to put my face in there.
Yeah.
Don't cover it up with a strap on.
Girl, I don't that's why I don't like the strap on to be the entirety of the video. I like the strap on to appear like with porn movie magic and just suddenly there it is. Because I like to, I really like to give pleasure. So I love eating pussy.
Mm-hmm. Same.
Take note, gentlemen, because y'all should be doing this a lot more. I know I say this all the time, but eat the pussy. It's not scary. If I can do it, you can do it. Like I know a lot of guys who have, or in the past who have had aversions to that. Just like,
Really?
I mean, my ex ate my pussy 2 times in a decade. So.
Yeah, there was an old friend of mine, a photographer, and he was like, "Yeah, I know that I'm never going to get a blowjob ever again in my life because my wife doesn't give them." I'm like, that is the saddest thing that you could say. How do you not
love to give blowjobs?
And I'm like, how are you married to this woman? And like, how do you know that you're never ever get a blowjob in your life?
But
it's crazy to me.
I wish that I've said this before, but I wish. Do you ever wish that you could just know how it feels to have a penis? And I don't mean like, oh, I want a penis, but like I want to know how it feels. To get it. Penis sucked. Because like it's gonna be different than how it feels to get my clit.
That's what I love. The afterwards conversation. Sir and I share that shit after like every sex session. He's like, "Oh, when you did that thing, it felt like this, and it was awesome." And it's like, "Oh, it's like extra tingly when you did that."
I want to know.
The orgasm lasted longer when you did this thing, and I'm like, "Cool, okay, I'm gonna do that again next time."
I want to know. Yes,
I love that shit.
That's why I like even shooting with girls and stuff, because I like to ask after, like, "Hey." Mm-hmm. Was it good? I like to ask before, like, what do you like? What do you not like? Mm-hmm. Because I want to make it a fun experience. Because I don't want to, I said this before, I think, but eat someone's vagina unnecessarily. Like, if you're like, if you're not actually into girls, if you like, and you're not into it to begin with, and you're just kind of like, oh, I'm just here to make the content. Well, then it's not like
Oh yeah.
fun. I want to like enjoy the process. I want to like get into it with someone, get to explore their body, explore mine. That's what's fun. And girls are so pretty and like soft. It's so fun. But I just think that it would be awesome to be able to just experience what that feeling is, and I never will. And that's why I love men so much. That's why I love strap-ons. It's like I like being able to. I even
visualize a little bit.
I like take cues from guys in porn, even for when I use a strap-on, because I'm like, oh, I know, I gotta open my hips so that you can see the penetration. I got you. Like,
what I feel like once you're in the adult industry, you can't watch porn the same way again.
No, I can never.
You always break it down into that's a
I'm like,
good
that's
angle.
a good idea there. And like porn for me is now in my mind. I make up shit, like I dirty talk myself. Like
everywhere I go, I'm like, that's a great photo shoot location.
Girl, I'm broken. It's like it's always all right. I could do this. Oh, if I got this, then I can make this content. Oh, and then I can, and it's just this constant, like, even seeing other people, what I see them like struggling with something, I'm like, I could coach you. I could make you a content creator. Share it. Come on, like let's. But I think just the
I'm an ideas
exploration
person too.
fun.
I have lists and lists of ideas that I know I like will never make time for.
There's sticky notes. There's phone lists.
So many good ideas.
There's so many ideas. There's not enough time to do them all. I'm like, I'm gonna be old before I know it, and I'm just gonna still have all these lists of ideas. Maybe we'll just make content
the
for other
dream
people.
is to be just like the person at the top. Like, okay, go execute this.
Yeah.
This will be great. Go take care of it.
With all these and then there's got all these little side projects like this. It's like, oh, I didn't mean to make this a thing, and now it's a thing, and I'm glad that it is. But it's like, oh, now here's more time that I have to allocate to this, or I have to hire someone to try to help me with the editing, because otherwise I'm not going to have time for the customs. And
I'm so bad at delegating.
I am
too.
Delegating. I am too, because it's hard for me to give up control. I'm I know the most effective way to do this. I would know if I do it myself, it will get done quicker. But then it's also there's only 24 hours in the day, so at some point,
I also just don't trust anybody with all my info. Like if I give anybody my sign-in info to be able to upload content for me, or just to be able to upload content for me. If you need my username and password, you have access to my banking info, my real name. You could change the username and password and take my whole account.
Something that
I don't want to give that access to anybody.
Something that would be awesome would be if whether it was a clip site or a subscription site, because I know that there are people who have people either schedule some messages for them, or I don't know, upload their content to ManyVids or whatever.
I want to write that down.
And and so, or they schedule people to help them with promotion, and there's so many different things that people would need access to those people's accounts. And I think that because with YouTube, for instance, you can have delegated access, where it's they don't have access to your full account, but they have some editing capabilities. Really, so if that was added to those type of platforms, then that would make everybody's privacy a lot safer. I'm just saying, these are some ideas that I have, and I smoke weed and I just think of ideas and I write them down, things that I'll never implement. So if someone out there smarter than me wants to do that,
I'm gonna take that back to ePlay.
Yeah, do it, because it would help so much.
It'll make my life so much easier.
Because literally, if you're just I made all this content and I have to schedule it out, or I need to make sure that it's uploaded to all these different clip sites, it's that in itself can take hours of time that you could spend
that's what
DMing more efficiently.
I have not done a good job of.
And so if those capabilities were there to allow things like a YouTube delegate, to be able to kind of just upload but not have the full access, that would be sick.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome. Cool. You could even brilliant. What if they even had? I just had another idea. What if they even had an option? So how on OnlyFans, for instance, even the fans or whatever can set up options to be able to receive money as well, because you could have delegate accounts where then you could just, if you're paying someone to upload videos to ManyVids or something for you, you could just delegate money. to their account.
Interesting.
So you wouldn't even have to pay them, and it could all just be through a system.
Interesting. I didn't know you could do that.
Well, I don't know if you can. It's just not a thing. It just sounds like that would be awesome. Like that would be a really good idea because that's already a thing that you could do. Like
the moderator on a cam page.
Yeah.
If you're a moderator.
Yeah. And you just can pay them with like tokens that you receive or something and kind of like delegate whatever amount or whatever. I don't know. Just ideas that I have. I don't know. But I don't know.
I feel like the tipping thing would be easy to set up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I think that's totally doable.
Yeah. Everybody I know like has trouble with all of the administrative stuff. It's so much to keep up with. And
you also have to have like 2-factor like authorization for a lot of stuff if you want to keep things extra secure. So if you have the option to delegate, for not full access, then you wouldn't have to worry about the 2-factor either.
Right.
And then you would know that your stuff is secure and they only have access to like the upload video like section or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good idea. To give administrative access to somebody.
Let's do it, Manyviz. Come on, somewhere, ePlay, everywhere. Do it. Take my ideas and do something.
Yes, please.
Yeah, that would help out so much. So what do you have on the docket? Since I know that you're big into like cosplay, do you have anything big that you do for Halloween, or is it kind of like a month-long celebration of cosplay?
I don't have anything scheduled. It is difficult for me to stick to a schedule right now. I have an 8-month-old at home, and so far, Sarah and I are just taking turns as like full-time parents, which is why we're like splitting our time back and forth. So like he streams and I take care of her, or vice versa. So my schedule's crazy right now, but I do costume shows during October. I think I'm doing one tonight.
What are you going to do?
I think I'm going to do the Punisher. I just teased a photo on Instagram.
Very nice.
It's like a BDSM style Punisher.
Ooh, I like that.
A corset with the Punisher logo.
Chains and whips
and crop with the Punisher logo on it.
Ooh, that's fun. Heck yeah. All right, do you have any big costumes that you're excited for that you haven't done before? Or, like anything new that's coming?
I always have so many projects. Yes. So one that I'm going to be releasing very soon is Batgirl. That was I just did that last month.
What
so
style?
I'm still editing all of the
What style costume?
photos.
Like the purple, the black,
purple and yellow, like the classic purple suit with like the purple and yellow cape.
I love it.
Purple gloves. But then underneath I had like purple mesh lace lingerie.
Ooh,
and little bat symbols on my titties.
Oh, that's awesome.
Little pasties.
Like little bat pasties.
Little bat pasties.
Holy bat pasties, Batman.
Yeah. So that was cute. So that's going to be coming out very, very soon. And a fan recently got me Catwoman, which I cannot wait to do. I have wanted to do that since I saw Batman when I was a little girl. I cannot wait to do Catwoman, and I will absolutely be doing like a milk bath with that.
Ooh. Oh, are you doing actual milk?
Yes.
Okay. Have you done actual milk?
No,
before?
But I know not to keep it in the fridge.
I would recommend potentially, just hear me out, because I did a Snow White in a tub, a milk bath with like floating apples. So I was like, what a great idea. The apples will show up so nicely. And milk smells so bad. They have like milk bath stuff that you can buy that makes it look more milky, or even maybe like an alternate milk type, just because I'll tell you, I wanted to vomit 20 photos in to like 150 photo set. So just be careful unless you really like milk.
Good to know. Good to know.
It was so bad. Like I shot it with Marcos Rivera, and we were in a giant studio, like huge vaulted ceilings. The AC was on, everything. We could not get rid of the smell. He was gagging. It was so bad. It was so gross. So if anything, just maybe try to find something that's not actually milk. Okay. So that's more milky.
Good to know. Okay, I can learn from your experience.
Yeah, everyone should learn. Just be careful with actual milk. Oh God, it was the worst. It was so bad. Oh my God, I'm like having flashbacks to it right now.
I know that heavy cream photographs better.
Yes. So maybe, I don't know, maybe it was just bad
But
milk.
I don't think that would take care of the smell.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I know that you can buy, I think at Sprouts, they have like a milky bath that's not foaming. And it's like a soak, so we're gonna try that next time.
I'm just gonna Google search that shit and like look at other people's reviews, and I'm someone else that already has the answer.
Yeah, it was funny because while we were on set, I was looking up like if I did something wrong, like if it wasn't supposed to mix with water, like I couldn't understand the smell. And then there was multiple people saying, "Yeah, don't actually shoot with milk if you're doing like a photo shoot, like blah blah blah, because it takes time for setup. You got to fill the tub with the other stuff." And they're like, "And it will stink like so bad."
Gross.
I'm like, oh, great. Ugh.
The shit that we go through for your content.
Yeah, like there's so many things. Like, I don't know, maybe you guys can tell from my face in those photos, if you guys have seen them before, how miserable I am, but I really tried to like get through it. I'm telling you, after 20 photos, I wanted to vomit. And there's way more than 20 photos in that set, so I love you guys. Like, I do my best.
That's the kind of shit that I recognize in other people's photos too. Like, my friend Bonnie recently posted photos of her like in lingerie, like in the river.
Yeah.
And I think she's out in Colorado. And I'm like, how cold were you in this photo set? It's the first thing I thought of. I'm like, you look cold as shit. She didn't look cold. She looked gorgeous. But like, I know that you're cold.
Yes. Like, and and everybody else just sees like, oh, wow, cool picture. And it's like, you go shoot in the mountains or something to get that cool content, and you're just like, my nipples are going to fall off.
I did that. I went and did a naked photo shoot at Red Rock in January. Because I was pregnant, and I wanted to take like naked pregnant photos with like majestic background.
Sure, how miserable were you?
Shit, I was cold.
Oh my God. I can't even imagine. I've lived in Vegas long enough that I'm such a pussy, like with weather now. Like, it's been in the 70s, and I'm like, it's cold.
It's so cold.
But it is. But my brother just makes fun of me all the time because I grew up in Michigan. I don't know if you guys know this, but Michigan gives birth every year to summer, and it's a 9-month gestation period of pure hell. Sleet, hail, snow, whiteout blizzards. Like, it's not fun. There's a lot of lakes, and I know they're like, oh, there's a lot of lakes. Fuck lakes. Fuck the lakes. Fuck lake weather. It's like, oh, it's fucking 5 degrees, and the next day it's snowing.
Yeah,
you can't keep up with it. It's
I'm
bipolar
a summer person. It's not worth it to me.
It's so bipolar. And now I'm such a little brat. I'm like, it's time for my boots and my thick jacket. It's 75.
I want to live on a beach.
Yeah. I want to like live on a beach, but without the price. So it's like, I'll settle for a pool. It's fine.
Yeah. Pool's good.
Have you been enjoying Vegas?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoy the hot ass summers here. We're really lucky. Like, at our neighborhood pool, we get this gorgeous breeze all the time.
The breeze in Vegas.
So it can be like 105, and you can get out of the pool, catch a cold breeze, and you'll get goosebumps and be chilly when it's like 105 out. Like, blows your mind.
Yeah, it's so good.
But it's great. Oh, I love that.
I love just the baking, because it's like, it's not, the heat isn't bad until it hits like the 110 mark. And then it's kind of like, ooh. But
like, this isn't good for me.
But there's no humidity. It's so nice. I'm just like, like, even my mom was just always had to comment constantly, I can't believe it's over 100 degrees right now. I'm like, yeah, there's no fucking water in the air. That's why I live here and not Michigan. Like, during the summer in Michigan, you take a deep breath, and it's like your lungs are just filled with like liquid. It's just like you can't catch a breath.
Like Miami.
Oh yeah,
Miami's
Florida
just
too.
That wet.
It just sits on you. Like, what's the point of showering in that kind of humidity? It's like you take 2 steps out of your air conditioner, and you're just like, you're drenched. There's almost, maybe that's just me.
The first like convention I went to in Miami was such a wake up call. Like, I thought that I was going to curl my hair for the award show in Miami. What a joke.
There is no hairspray that can withstand
like a
Miami.
Beached mermaid. Like, it was awful.
I did. It was at the Versace mansion. There was one of the XBiz Cam Awards.
I missed that one.
God. Thank God you did. You
Really?
would have died. Like the
I
awards,
heard it was hot
awards
as shit.
themselves were cool, but so the Versace mansion, there's no air conditioning in it. It's mostly outdoors.
Well, and it's all walled
In
off,
May.
so there's no breeze.
Yeah, so there's no breeze. It's just sitting there. It's like this.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a
and
couple
there were people
fans
that wore floor-length gowns to
I
that.
did
was
that.
Like, oh no.
It was skin tight. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get out of this. It's gonna like melt into my skin. Like I was so miserable. I was like, I'm sweating. My armpits were just like, there was no hope. I tried to blot. There was just nothing. I'm just like, I'm so gooey.
Are you hitting on me right now?
Maybe. It's
so gooey for you.
I just sweat so much. It's disgusting. It's like, but hey, here's me being real again, guys. But don't worry. You don't have to experience it. You're on the other side of the screen.
That's just a sexy glisten when it's on camera.
Yes, it's a sexy glisten.
Glisten.
But God, it was bad. And I went and I got my hair done. I got my makeup done because at the time, and I was not good at makeup. Like I've gotten a lot better. And I was like, I better have somebody do this because I'm going to be on camera because I was giving someone an award. And there was no point. It was like, I spent like $250 between like the hair and the face. And I kept looking in the mirror and I'm like sweating it off. And I'm just like, oh no, I'm melting. This is not good. I should have just worn no makeup, left my hair like in a bun.
Yeah, I'm like
on the top of my head.
Bronzer and waterproof mascara, maybe some eyeshadow, and like that's it.
That's it. And it was
whatever
it
hair
was not
you got.
Waterproof mascara for one. And this was a makeup artist in Miami, so I don't know what they thought about anything. Like, I'm sorry, whoever you were, but I paid you so much money. It made me look like I was melting. And and then the freaking fake lashes and the glue like came because it was so hot and it wouldn't like adhere, so it kept
you should add a green screen here and do it like a talk show where you can like show reference photos to what you're talking about.
I want to
in the edit.
And I know that I have a green screen somewhere. And I know that I have one somewhere. So I don't want to buy one, but I moved. And so it's like I know that it's somewhere in this house and I just need to find it. Because I did think that changing the direction would be cool to be like, oh, and this, you know? And I can just
You have a house.
Yeah.
You have a house.
That's not fun. Nobody wants to see that.
It's gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
I love your couch.
Thank you. It's more comfortable.
Can they see the couch?
They've seen
beautiful.
They've seen the couch. I've done some things on the couch.
Seen a lot of couch. All right.
That couch is low to the ground for many reasons. It's got like bed-sized cushions.
Couch. I want here's an idea.
Okay.
I want to know from other people in porn, what are their recommendations for products? Like, I recently asked, like, what's the best mattress? We're the ones that are fucking on our mattresses all the time. Like,
I like
what's comfortable? What's going to give you a good, like, bounce assist with your sex?
If you want to bounce on my bed, like, just with your knees so you can see it, this is the one that I use for most of my content, you know? Because it's good for sleeping.
Now she's inviting me to bounce on her bed.
She can bounce on my bed. But you got springs, but then you got a little memory foam like cushion on top, because that way your knees aren't just like in springs, you know, but you got some rebound, but you're also not just like becoming a part of the bed like always happens with memory foam.
I found out like everybody in porn has like a strong recommendation about their mattress. Like, not this one's like really good.
Yeah, because like I know the
I
one
want
I have
that for all the products. Like, what's a good like squirt proof couch? What's gonna be easy to clean when you come all over it?
This couch. This is
the shit I want to know.
Also, even just getting coverings for furniture, like for instance, you see this little blanket that's over that couch over there? So that's a waterproof blanket.
Is it really?
Yes, it's from Paw. I think it's called paw.com or something, but it's for dogs, like in case they leak, you know. But it's great because they have many different options. And it's cute. You can just off of that and save your couch or your blankets or whatever.
That's brilliant. Okay, I'm getting that from you.
And then also if you have pets, it doubles very efficiently.
That's fantastic. I had a couch similar to that. It was like a leather type white couch.
Just a basic food.
But I don't think we cleaned it properly. We would use like Clorox wipes to clean it down, and it ended up like
magic erasers.
disintegrating it.
Mr. Clean magic erasers on like everything.
All right.
I use it for getting stuff off, like all the white door frames, this white couch. Like these are white, chairs. Even take stuff off of that. But if I use Clorox wipes on them, it doesn't come off. It's magic. It says magic erasers, and there's no other way to explain it because nothing else takes the stuff off. I don't even know.
Okay.
I had like deep coffee stains in this like white counter, and I was like Clorox wiping. I was like, nothing. Clorox magic eraser, Mr. Clean, whatever it's called. Gone. Poof.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, like housewife tips from porn stars.
I'm my own housewife. I just love to clean. It's so dumb.
What?
I'm so proud of like my cleaners are all organized. Like everywhere according to their purpose and to the vicinity of which they're used. It's a problem, I think, because I can't even have. I thought to myself once, I was like, man, it'd be really nice to have a house cleaner. Like just come once a week, make sure everything's really nice.
I recently started doing that. Oh my God, it's a lifesaver. Wait, we do it like once a month.
I was like, what if they don't put back the cleaning supplies exactly how I keep them?
They bring their own cleaning supplies. They don't touch your cleaning supplies.
What if they use the wrong ones?
Well, then so you have to decide if you're going to give them cleaning supplies.
I know.
Or if they bring
I know. My therapist tells me
most of them
start
bring
letting go of some of the control issues that I have. She's also a little bit OCD. I'm like, well, it's fine.
Hiring some help to like clean the house only started like a few months ago, and it was like it's something I had wanted for a long time, and it was like, you know what, like this is so worth the amount of money it costs to get that done for me to not have to make time to do that. I was just like, okay, fuck it, I'm doing it, and it's like, it's been the best delegation ever.
I think I'll have to start doing that once I'm ready to list the house for shooting.
Or just to do like a basic clean. Like we'll have them come do like a full clean with dusting and everything.
Yeah.
And then sometimes we'll have them just come do the floors and the bathrooms. I'm like, you don't have to dust every time.
It'd be nice not to clean my bathrooms all the time.
Right. And this is a lot of floor to like vacuum and mop.
I just get high and I put my music in my ears and I take my Swiffer wet. Well, first I take the dry Swiffer. Hear me out.
I don't understand the point of dry Swiffers.
Girl, because it is like a magnet. All that dog hair that they leave everywhere. There's 3 of them with 4 layers of fur that they just
can a vacuum do that?
There's too much because it gets all the way under the couch. So I just Swiffer under there, everything, and then I Swiffer mop everything. And I just listen to my music and I just jam out and clean the floors.
That's content too. You should just do that naked or in lingerie and content.
I definitely should. I have that little the DJI little pocket.
It's a great thing to like live stream.
Oh, that would
just
be
naked cleaning.
I can just ignore everyone and just be naked cleaning my floors.
Yeah. I've done that.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Watch me clean my floors naked. It's super exciting.
Catherine Taylor turned me on to that.
Okay.
She's inked cam girl.
Okay, cool.
And she would do that on Streammate. She's like, yeah, I'll throw that up there and just like hang out and chat with people when I see them pop in. But like, they think it's so hot because they imagine like, oh my God, what if you were naked in my house cleaning? Like, that'd be so fucking sexy. So it's hot content, and you're like, even if you only make a little bit of money and tips or whatever, or like a ticket
you're gonna
show,
be doing it anyway.
Or however you do it, it's like, I'm like,
you're gonna do it anyway. So
make a little bit of side change while you're cleaning. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, that would be fun. That's a good idea.
I love tossing in little things like that to my streams.
Yeah, I love it. That's awesome. Cool. Well, I think we've come up on our hour. Would you like to tell everybody where they can find you?
Yeah. Right now, on ePlay. It's eplay.com/myperfectharem. That is where you can find all of our live streams. And onlyfans.com/myperfectharem as well. For
Fantastic.
all the content.
Awesome.
And I am Yeah, you can find everything through that.
Perfect.
Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all of the things.
All the things. Ooh, TikTok.
Easy to find.
I'll have to follow you on TikTok.
I'm trying to get better at TikTok. I'm trying to do more.
I feel like
I do them every now and then.
I don't understand the algorithms. I don't understand like things that I do that I think are stupid. They get like all this traffic and the things I think are cool.
It just takes so much time to make one. I'm like, I just toss it in every now and then when I'm like doing a cosplay. I'm like, okay, I'll plan one for like the cosplay or something.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
I don't do them on a regular basis. I'm like, I don't have time for that.
Well, follow Chrissy everywhere. She's very fun, very interesting, has all the cool costumes. And thank you guys for listening. Share with a friend. Share with your grandmother. Share with anything. This has been The Whore Next Door. Deuces.